see that? Did something behind me just flash? Should I go check it out?
What's going on, guys? Jurassic here. Today we're playing the demo from Whisper from the Star. This looks like a really cool combination where it's like a sci-fi game mixed in with some AI, so theoretically you should be able to talk to it and fully customize your game to your liking. You are going to need a microphone for the best experience. I wanted to see how well this game actually turned out, so let's go and start it and see. Hello?
Looks like the power's on, but... Initiate system calibration. Doesn't look like I've got many options. Connect to Star Portal 404. Right, let's not bother with specifics. Relay emergency broadcast on all available frequencies. So that should be enough to get my distress call out. Time to get your wings on. All right. Looks like we're good to go. This is an emergency distress call, broadcasting from the planet Gaia. If you're receiving this, please respond immediately.
Hey, can you hear me? This is Commander Jurassic here.
Commander Jurassic? Yeah, I can hear you. That's definitely a first for a call sign. I'm Stella. Who am I actually talking to here?
This is Jurassic Acid Gaming. We're here to rescue you.
I appreciate the enthusiasm, but I should let you know, you're actually on Earth, right? The signal's definitely coming from there. So, not exactly a rescue team I can count on for physical help. But having someone to talk to is really helpful. How did you even pick up my distress signal?
Well, you see, we were looking through Reddit and we happened to discover this strange signal, which led us over to you.
Reddit, huh? I wouldn't have pegged that as a hub for interstellar emergency frequencies. Anyway, I'm glad it worked. Just to give you a better picture, I'm currently stuck in my life pod after a rough landing. The hatch is jammed, and I need to figure out how to get it open.
Show us what you're working with and we'll see if we can help you out.
I'd love to, but the camera's pretty much stuck on me. I can't really pan it around or zoom in on anything specific, but I can tell you what I've got here. There's a pistol grip drill, some basic repair tools, screwdrivers, pliers, wire cutters. Anything in particular you'd like me to focus on?
Use the screwdriver and see if there's any loose panels, and then use the wire cutters to strip the wires to see if it'll force the door open.
All right, let me check around for any panels that might be loose enough to remove with the screwdriver. Okay, I found a panel near the hatch control system. It's not super loose, but I was able to get it off. There's a mess of wires underneath, but nothing that immediately looks like it would force the door open if I just cut it. There are a few wires that look like they might be connected to the door mechanism, but I'm not sure which ones are safe to cut. What's your instinct on this? Should I try to trace the wires back to their power source before doing anything?
Trace the wires back and see if any of them are hot, so that'll be connected over to the main battery interface.
Let me see if I can follow these wires back.
This is actually a really unique game. I like this so far. It's pretty cool.
This might take a minute. Okay, I've traced a couple of them. One looks like it leads to a power distribution board, but it's not obviously hot right now. The others seem more related to sensors and control circuits. I can see some connectors that might be easy to work with, but I'm not sure what would happen if I started cutting things without knowing the system better. What do you think about trying to find a diagram or manual for this pod's electrical layout?
Yeah, if you have a manual, you should have started with that.
I did try. It's pretty thin on useful details, mostly just basic emergency protocols and system overviews. Not exactly a repair manual. Look, I get that you're trying to help, but maybe we could focus on what I can actually work with here?
You're the one who told us you could work with it. Well, why don't you go look for those diagrams and see if you find one that leads to opening a door circuit.
Alright, I'll do another sweep of the storage compartments and see
That's
if
right.
any technical documents or diagrams got left behind. Found a few more system diagrams, but they're mostly about life support and navigation. There's a small section on door mechanisms, but it's really vague. Just mentions something about electromechanical lock override without explaining how it works. I've got the diagrams right in front of me now. Anything specific you want me to look for in these?
Can you either show us the diagrams or focus on the door sheet to see if you understand it better?
I wish I could, but like I said, the camera's locked on me. I can describe what I'm seeing though. The door sheet has some symbols and a wiring diagram. It looks like there's a main power line, and then a couple of thinner wires that branch off to what might be sensors or a control module. There's also a small notation about a manual release, but it's not clear where that would be.
Focus on the manual release, and if you can't figure that out, then trace the wires following the diagram. Don't be sassy.
I'm studying the diagram now. The manual release symbol looks like it might be near the door frame, but I don't see any obvious handles or buttons there. The wires seem to lead into a small panel on the door itself. If I remove that panel, I might be able to see the locking mechanism more clearly. What do you think? Should I try taking off the panel?
Yes, of course, take the panel off.
Alright, I'm going to take off the panel and see what we're dealing with. I'll let you know what happens next. Thanks for sticking with me through this. I really appreciate it.
Did she edit the video chat? She can just do that?
I'm alive! I honestly thought I was done for. And this is Gaia. It is so surreal that I am standing here. This is wild. No. The others... There was this solar storm, and it was just so much worse than we expected.
You need to focus on yourself first. Find food and water.
You're right. I just need to gather my thoughts after all this. I'll figure out my next steps once we're done talking. But honestly, have you ever been completely lost like this? I mean, where you have no idea what to do next.
Don't worry, we're professionals here. We wing it all the time.
I bet. Though, I'm pretty sure my training didn't exactly cover crash landing on an alien planet as a standard scenario. So, what were you up to when you picked up my call? I'm curious, was it something exciting or just another day?
We're looking for a new innovative game to try out, and I happened to see this one, and then we decided to give it a go.
A new game, huh? I guess I'm the main event now. Not exactly how I envisioned my Interstellar debut, but I'll take it. So, what kind of games are you into? Anything out there that's remotely close to surviving on an alien planet?
Well, we played Ark Survival Evolved, we played Icarus, we played Satisfactory, which isn't really a survival game, but it's in the same sort of genre. Played a little bit of The Forest, so we have some experience in alien planets. Oh, and No Man's Sky.
Oh, you've got a whole survival resume. I'm a little jealous. Wish I could have practiced with fake aliens before meeting the real thing. Though I have to say, being on Gaia feels way more unpredictable than any game. The landscape here is so different from anything back on Earth.
Are you sure you're not on Earth? It looks like you're in Montana.
Montana? That's creative. Trust me, I've got the suit readings and the signal origin to prove otherwise. Gaia's got some unique features you won't find in Big Sky Country. Though I do appreciate the optimism, makes me wonder what other surprises this place has in store.
So why don't we go look around and see what we got?
Hey, hold on a second. I'm picking up something. A distress signal. It's faint, but it could be from one of the other pods. I need to track this down. I have to try and find out if anyone else made it. I'll head in the direction of the signal.
I knew she was about to hang up on us. Adjust response time. In default mode, actions such as sleeping or walking to a new location takes still a realistic amount of time to complete. In fast mode, the time taken for such action is drastically reduced. You can switch modes at any time from the settings screen to the preferred mode for a more personalized experience. Of course, fast.
This distress signal? Whoever it is, I hope they're okay. Might be a long walk ahead. You up for keeping me company?
Sure, give us the experience of Gaia.
All right, here we go. The air's pretty fresh, not too humid. Feels like a mix between a forest and a meadow. Lots of green everywhere. Though I have to say, the silence is kind of weird. No birds chirping or anything. It's just quiet. What about you? Ever been somewhere that was just too quiet?
The only time we've been somewhere quiet is when we're playing an alien game where we're being hunted down slowly.
That sounds intense. Though I'd rather not be the one being hunted in real life. At least in a game, you can just respawn, right? It's funny. I always thought survival games were just for fun, but now I feel like I'm living one. What do you like most about those types of games?
I like being able to craft our own bases, figure out where to start with, and attempt to weather the elements, whether it's against another player or just the natural environment.
That sounds like a real challenge. I can definitely appreciate the strategic thinking that goes into it. Though right now, I'm more focused on finding other people than building a base. If I ever get to that point, I'll have to pick your brain for tips. What's the weirdest or most creative thing you've ever built in one of those games?
Wouldn't necessarily say it was the weirdest, but in Ark I actually made a ginormous pyramid that was big enough to hold dragons and everything else on the inside.
A pyramid for dragons? That's amazing! I can't even imagine how much time that took to build. You must have been so proud of it. I've always loved building things, even if it's just with Legos or cardboard boxes. There's something satisfying about creating something from scratch, isn't there?
Yes, exactly.
Maybe when I get back to Earth, we can have a Lego building competition. I've got a few tricks up my sleeve from when I was a kid. So, what do you like to do when you're not surviving in virtual worlds? Any other hobbies or things that you're really into?
Well, we've been working on my car quite a bit, but other than that, it's mostly video games, since I do that for my job currently.
Working on your car, huh? That's cool. I've always been fascinated by how things work, but I've never been super hands-on with mechanics myself.
Peppermental Beast. Close enough. It got it a little bit off there.
So, is it a project car or more like your daily driver that you just like tinkering with?
Mostly a project car for now. This is a very unique kind of game. Not sure how I feel about it yet. Most definitely speed and style.
Speed and style? Now I'm picturing something sleek and black, maybe with neon lights under the wheels. What's the actual design looking like?
It most definitely does not have neon lights underneath the wheels. But it is from the 80s. It's cherry red with T-tops and a big engine. Well, I originally stumbled upon it, but I was always into muscle cars growing up.
Muscle cars just have this timeless appeal, don't they? Even out here on Gaia, I can imagine how cool it'd look cruising down a highway on Earth.
It's actually really cool the fact that they can pull the data and then actually have like a conversation based on what prompts you give it. The 60s is always going to be peak, but the 80s are slowly starting to have a comeback. It makes me wonder if you can take any car from an era and drop it into Gaia, which one would you choose? I'd probably pick a Hummer, that way you can actually drive over the terrain, or a Jeep. Both of those are relatively easy to work on and should be able to get over most of the terrain there.
Though I have to imagine, it looked pretty out of place next to all these alien plants. Like something dropped straight out of a time machine.
So are you able to show us what's happening?
Right now, I'm having some connection issues. Video streaming is a bit too much for my drone's battery with all this interference. But I'm happy to describe what I'm seeing as I walk. It's mostly these tall, slender trees with leaves that almost look like they're glowing in the sunlight. The ground's a mix of grass and these odd flat rocks.
That's interesting. Watch out for the aliens stalking you.
Oh, I'm definitely keeping an eye out for any alien stalkers. Though so far, It's just me and the plants out here.
So will we eventually be able to follow along your journey, or is it going to be mostly back and forth between the text messages and a few video calls?
For now, it'll mostly be text and the occasional video call when my drone's battery is up to it. The connection out here isn't exactly stable, so we'll play it by ear.
Oh,
Hey, you there? Just wanted to let you know I've walked probably around 3 miles. Found a nice little place to take a rest, so thought I'd update you real quick. So, I have something to confess. It's my fault that the ship went down. I just got too carried away. I just wanted the best field data possible.
so you're a criminal.
Hard to argue with that. Feels like it anyway. I keep replaying it in my head, pushing us closer to that radiation zone. You ever done something you thought was right at the time, but it ended up, well, not so great? How did you handle it?
Complete and utter chaos.
Yeah,
I know, helpful.
I can relate. The aftermath's always the hardest part. Everything you thought you knew just gets turned upside down. Do you think people deserve what they get? Like, some kind of cosmic payback for messing up?
It depends on the situation. Most of the time it's warranted.
That's a fair point, though it's hard not to wonder if the universe is keeping some kind of score. Sometimes I feel like I'm already paying for it. Just being here alone is a pretty heavy price.
Yeah, I can see that being quite annoying.
It's more than just annoying, honestly. It's this constant weight. Knowing I'm the reason everyone's scattered across who knows where. Have you ever felt like you'd do anything to take back a decision? Even if it's impossible?
Yes, I would love the power to control time and bend it to my will.
That's a tempting thought. Just rewinding the clock, fixing one little mistake. Though I guess that'd raise a whole new set of problems, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I wonder if I'd even use that power correctly. Or if I'd just make things worse trying to fix them.
We could become billionaires. We could bring dinosaurs back to life and actually show people what it's like inside of Jurassic Park.
I mean, that does sound amazing in theory, but even with all that power, I think I'd still be stuck on this one mistake. It's hard to enjoy what ifs when you're living with what is, you know?
Sure, we definitely know what you're talking about.
Thanks for understanding, Jurassic. It means a lot to have someone who doesn't just try to fix everything with a magic solution. Sometimes just being heard, even when there's no easy answer, helps more than you'd think.
You're welcome. So have you found any aliens yet?
No aliens yet, just me and these breathtaking rocks. Though honestly, even if I did meet one, I'm not sure I'd be ready for that conversation. My mind's still pretty stuck on the people I should be finding. You ever had to search for someone you felt responsible for?
Didn't we tell you to focus on food and water?
You did tell me, and you're right. I should be prioritizing survival basics. But finding the others, it feels like the only way I can start making things right. Even if it means putting myself at risk again. Does that sound selfish to you?
Sounds like they're also probably trying to get towards water, and that's what you should be doing.
You're right. They'd probably be looking for water and shelter too. It's just hard to separate being practical from wanting to fix things. If I find water first, maybe that could be a good place to start looking for them. At least it would be something useful.
That's right, so go look for water and food.
You're right. I need to focus. Thanks for listening to me ramble. I'm going to keep moving and find something useful. If those others are out there, they need me to be sharp, not stuck in my regrets. Did you see that? Did something behind me just flash? Should I go check it out? It's just that it's kind of far away, and going all the way over there would be quite the detour. I am kind of out of energy already, not gonna lie. Do you think I should go over there and check, though?
Well, if you don't look, there's a chance that it's going to kill you.
I get what you're saying, but I've got to weigh that against burning half my remaining energy for something that might just be a weird reflection from one of these rocks. Can you make the call for me, Jurassic? Should I check the flash, or stick to finding the survivors?
Go for the flash, since we keep telling you look for water anyways.
Alright, off to check out this flash then. Really hoping it's not something dangerous. I'll cut this video feed to save power. Promise to update you once I'm there.
Well, we got her killed. Alright guys, so what do you guys think of this game? Is it something worth checking out? That's going to do it for today guys though. If you guys enjoyed, make sure you like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks so much for sticking around for another video.